Manchester United have spent over £1 billion since Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. £1 billion. And yet, here we are, over a decade later, still talking about rebuilds, still talking about wasted potential, and still asking the same questions. Where did all that money go? Because let's be honest, for every decent signing United have made, there's been another that's been an absolute disaster. Transfers that never lived up to the hype, wrecked the wage structure, and just didn't make any sense. So today, after one of the most successful recent transfer windows, both ins and outs in recent years, I'm looking at the worst United signings of the post-Ferguson era. And fair warning, some of these names still make me wince. Before we dive in, a quick word on how I'm judging these. It's not just about who played badly, because I could be here all night. It's about three things. First, a transfer fee and the wages compared to what we actually got. Second, the impact on the team. Did they block the youth players, unbalance the squad, or force United into bad decisions later on? And third, the expectation versus the reality gap. The bigger the hype, the bigger the flop when it all went wrong. With that in mind, let's get started. Firstly, we have Angel Di Maria, United's first ever £60 million player, a genuine superstar from Real Madrid. And to be fair, he started well. That chip against Leicester still gets replayed time after time. But within months, he looked miserable, never settled, fell out with Van Gaal, and left after just one season. To make it worse, he seems to have thrived everywhere else since. For me, Di Maria symbolises United's panic buying, chasing big names instead of building a team. At 2 we have Alexis Sanchez. The piano playing announcement video was better than most of his performances and his highlight reel from United. United gave him the biggest wages in the league, reportedly £500,000 a week, and in return we got 5 goals in 45 appearances. He completely wrecked the wage structure, setting the scene for players demanding more, and left the club scrambling. Maybe the biggest flop of the lot. At 3 we have Paul Pogba. This one hurts. Pogba was supposed to be the guy, the leader of the new era, a record-breaking £89 million signing with all the talent in the world, and yet injuries, inconsistency and endless off-pitch drama defined his second spell at United. He gave us occasional moments of brilliance like the double against City in our comeback win, but never came close to justifying the price tag. When he left on a free in 2022, it just felt like 6 years completely wasted. Next we have Donny van de Beek. Not as expensive as the others, but definitely one of the strangest. Donny came off the back of that brilliant Ajax run to the semis of the Champions League, and everybody expected him to kick on. Instead, he barely played, and looked lost when he did, and has basically disappeared since. His United career is a cautionary tale of signing players that the manager doesn't want and without a plan of how to use them. Next up we have Radamel Falcao, a global superstar at the time, but who was already struggling with injuries. United took a huge gamble, paid massive wages and got 4 goals. 4. Fans thought they were getting the player we'd seen on YouTube and loved him for it, but it soon became clear that he was finished at the top level. And finally we come to Jadon Sancho. This one was still an ongoing problem until the last day of the most recent transfer window and can't be described as anything but a disaster. United chased him for 2 years, paid £73 million for him, and he ended up frozen out after a bust-up with the manager. After 2 loans to clubs that ultimately didn't want him either, he's now out on loan again to Aston Villa. At a time when we needed reliable, consistent players, Sancho was the opposite, and the end of his contract can't come quick enough. The common thread here isn't just that these players flopped, it's the recruitment. United spent years buying names rather than solutions. Di Maria, Sanchez, Pogba, Sancho, all superstars on paper, but none of them fitted into a clear, long-term plan. Meanwhile, clubs like Liverpool and City were building squads with a defined system, with players bought to fit them. United, we were still chasing the next headline signing, hoping it would paper over the cracks. It never worked. So those are my picks for United's worst transfers since Alex Ferguson retired. Some of them you could probably see coming a mile off, others looked great at the time, but turned sour quickly. But what about you? Which signings did you think was the biggest disaster? Was it Sancho, Sanchez, Pogba, or somebody I didn't even mention? Let me know in the comments and let's see whose name comes up most. If you've enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe to Red, White and Black, and I'll see you in the next one.